What's up, guys? So here's kind of the update on the Allen Edmonds Higgins Mill boot in Chile shell Cordovan. I wore these for maybe like a total of 2.5, 3 weeks or so. So I thought I'd just give you guys kind of my initial wearing impressions and kind of show you how they look after that. So so this boot, cool looking boot, kind of feel like a sneaker when you put them on just because it's got like this real squishy foam insole. Aesthetically, I really like the look of this boot. Like, it's really versatile. Just, it's got like this real slim profile that I kind of like in a boot, uh, for a versatile boot anyway. All the stitching on it is really clean. I mean, besides the welt stuff, but I already kind of went over that in the unboxing video. Uh, yeah, just a really nice looking boot. Pretty comfortable to wear. Like if your idea of comfortable is squishy, then yeah, this has got you covered in that aspect. Sizing for these. These ones are in 11 and a half D, and this is their 1757 last. So it's kind of it's got like it's kind of wide at the ball, which is nice, and then kind of narrow in the waist and heel, which those kind of lasts that are like that usually fit me personally really well. I'm a 12D Brannick. These ones are 11 and a half D, and they're just too small for me. That's why I only wore them for like 2.5 weeks. They fit great everywhere. The and it's kind of a usual problem for me, but it squished on my left foot. It squished my pinky toe, and when I size a boot, that's kind of how I know that the boot is too short, is because it'll do that. Um, and usually, just like with Vibergs, like when I went too short, it squished my left pinky toe, and it fit great pretty much everywhere else. And and that was the same with this because it's pretty wide at the ball of the foot, and but it just kind of tapers in there on that side a little sharply. Well, not too sharp. It's not like hardcore dress shoe status, but yeah. So yeah, I went a half size too short in these. So so that's why I only wore it like 2.5 weeks. I just couldn't stand my left pinky toe getting squished. Uh, Pricing and availability on these things. Uh, Pricing for, if you pay full price for this, it's like I think $825 on Allen Edmonds website. As of right now, they're doing a sale on them, so you can get them for just, I think, just barely over $700 now. And and from what I've read, from what other people have said, they kind of go on sale regularly. So so that's nice. You can get them for like $125 less right now, which that's cool. Availability for these, and I think that's really one of this boot's strong points, is you can actually buy them. Like Grant Stone or something. If you were looking at that, to get a shell Cordovan Grant Stone, they do those in limited runs that sell out, almost instantly. So it's a pretty decent chance that you wouldn't even be able to buy one of those. But with a pair of these, you can go to the Allen Edmonds site and just order one, and they're quoting like 8 to 9 weeks right now. I got this boot in 5 weeks, so that's pretty cool. Someone some other company might make a better boot, but I think that's kind of irrelevant if you can't even buy it, and you can get these. So I think that's pretty cool about them. something worth mentioning and to keep in mind. The construction on these things. So it's got a 360-degree welt. It's Goodyear welted. You can see there. Um, I don't. I couldn't really find much info about how the toe is structured or if it even is. Like you can see, it's like a lot of other companies would probably say this is unstructured. Um, I love. I personally love unstructured toes, like soft toes. I like the look of them. May not be for you if you've never tried that, because sometimes, like, over time it can collapse, and some people don't like the feeling of like the leather actually top touching the tops of their toes or whatever. I don't mind it, and I like the look and everything else. Uh, so so trying to find information on the materials that go into this is it's kind of a pain. Like, before I bought these, I looked into them just like any other kind of boot that I was interested in buying, and I saw some people saying it had a leather insole. You go on the Allen Edmonds site and they tell you it's a custom cork insole. What does that even mean? I don't know, something to do with cork. But it's got, like I said, it's got this foam. It's got a leather lining over some kind of foam insole. I don't know. Well, I guess I do know, but like, custom cork, like, what does that mean? That it to me, that just sounds like some BS marketing that a company wants to do just to, like, hide the fact that they're using subpar materials, basically. And and I think that's kind of unfortunate, just because, I mean, if they had some, like, high quality material, say like leather, right? They come out and just straight up say that they have a leather midsole. And if you look here, this top layer is the welt, the thick layer, and then that super skinny layer in between the line and the sole, the outsole itself, is the midsole. So, yeah, you can see that's just kind of ridiculously skinny. I mean, hey, kudos for them for actually using a leather insole, and they tell you that, right? So if they're not going to tell you what exactly the insole is, I mean, it's probably safe to assume the worst, right? I really wish companies would just come out and say what they're making their boots out of. It would probably save a lot of angst and stuff, internet drama and all that. So, yeah, um, it's got this really soft lining. This The lining that they do in it is probably my favorite lining that I've had on a boot before. Like, it's super super soft and like buttery soft. It kind of makes me want to find out what they use for the lining, and just so I can get a roll of it or something, and just kind of want to wrap myself in it. It's like that soft. It's really nice. I've got, just from their competitors like Alden and Grant Stone shell boots, and this is my favorite lining out of those. Like, by a big amount. It's a real nice lining. But anyways, like I was saying, the construction of the boot. So that was the mostly, it was like, what is the insole actually made out of? That was kind of like really bugging me. Um, I was thinking about that pretty much the whole time, like, that I was actually wearing these, just because it really feels like you're wearing a pair of, like, Chuck Taylor Converses that have, like, really stiff uppers. Like, it's just a really squishy foam, and that it kind of, like, there's no way that was, I would call that a leather insole. Yeah, it's got like the lining leather over the top, but that's not what they. It's not like an actual leather insole that they lasted the boot on, right? So anyways, like, that was bugging me, that I couldn't actually find out something reliable that said what this boot was made out of. So yesterday I had a few drinks and I had my some hand tools handy. So I kind of did this with the other boot. Uh, here's the here's the boot. Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate. Put your tools away if you're gonna drink. Something like this might happen. But hey, good for you guys, right? We can actually finally find out what a custom cork insole actually is. So we'll start from the top here. Like I said, it's got this that it feels, I don't know, it might be the same as what they line it in. Like it kind of feels that way. But yeah, it's like just a super thin like line that you would use for lining. And then you can see here it's got like that foam at the heel pad there. And this is the actual insole. So so you've got that foam heel pad and then some more foam here, this perforated stuff. And the actual insole, like the lasting board, is this Texon. And I looked on the internet uh, about what the hell is Texon, and it's like this like fiberboard or cellulose insole material. I don't know if what the exact composition of this specific type is, but it's synthetic. So yeah, there you go. Mystery solved. They use a fiberboard insole. Uh, the foam is pretty dense. You know, it'd be a lot cooler if they made it with leather, and you can see like the fabric gemming here. Uh, you know, shout out to all the YouTube cobblers that do like resoles and stuff on YouTube. They make that stuff look so easy, and I've never done something like this before, and it was a complete pain in the ass to do. Luckily, I was drinking when I did it, so made it more enjoyable. But yeah, so that's the insole, and then here is Alan Edmonds' leather midsole. Look at. I guess I probably should have grabbed my calipers and measured that, but it's super thin. It actually is leather, though. Kudos to them. All Alden can't say that, but I really think that they just did this so they could say it's a leather midsole. Like it's just so incredibly thin. Like it like started tearing when I was pulling the outsole off and stuff. Well, and plus I'm a ham-fisted mouth breather, so that probably didn't help. But yeah, so it has an actual leather midsole. It had a cork filler. It had the wooden shank in it. This is it. Like it was just glued in there. There's that. And I think that's pretty standard construction for like a dress shoe type thing. You'll usually see like wood or you know fiberglass or steel. Like I don't mind I don't mind any of those really for a dress shoe. Uh, Something that you're not going to be like stomping on a shovel or something like that. It's perfectly fine for this type of boot. Uh, that's that. The midsole, cork filler, and then the outsole. Their day night outsole. Not really much to see there. Uh, I did notice like on my other boots that say have day night soles that'll say like made in England or whatever, and this doesn't have that. So I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming this is probably made in some cheaper labor cost country, and that's why it doesn't. It's not like the usual one you'll see on like higher end boots like Viberg or Whites or something like that. But I mean, it worked perfectly fine for the 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks that I wore it. Um, the heel stack. Uh, when I was looking up stuff like cobblers that did like resoles on YouTube, they were saying it's fiberboard, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like this. It almost feels like a compressed cardboard, like a real hard a real hard version of cardboard or something like that. I don't know actually how they make it, but like you can rip the stuff and it feels like you're ripping cardboard. Here's a here's it's got like these ridge nails that they use to nail it on. The top lift was just glued on. It's got like these holes, so just like a cursory glance at it, you'd probably think, yeah, they'd probably nail that, and no, they glue it on. I mean, it was glued on there well. It was a complete pain to pull it off with the tools that I was using. But yeah, that's that. The heel stack, this fiberboard type stuff, cardboard. I don't know what the technical term for it is. The welt, leather. That's nice. But yeah, that was that. And here's the uppers. You can see like the lining in there. So I did actually look at the toe to try to find if they had what kind of stiffener if they did in there. So they have this like canvas, I don't know, like a lining type thing, and then under that has this. See if I can even get it to show. It's like this. I don't even know what you would call that. It's not canvas. Feels like some kind of synthetic type thing. Uh, that's that. The heel counter is this. It looks like this glue impregnated canvas type stuff, I guess. And like when you on the regular boots, you can do this. You can so you can squeeze it, and it's not super stiff or anything. Probably fine for the type of stuff you're gonna do in a boot like this. But yeah, that's the inside. This lining again, it's really really fantastic. Um, but yeah, so there you go. That's kind of how a Higgins Mill boot is constructed. I don't know if this is like I only own their shell Cordovan ones. I don't know how like uh, other ones are made, like the Chromexel ones are made. I would assume probably pretty much like this. Um, but yeah, so that I'm gonna go off on a little rant here, but I wish more companies would just flat out say what they're making their boots out of instead of making up stupid marketing buzzwords that don't actually convey any information at all. Um, and kudos to them for actually using a leather midsole. That's cool of them. But honestly, if they would, I don't know why they would make a shell cordovan boot out of these materials. Like it makes no sense to me. Maybe the people that regularly buy these things just don't care. Um, but I don't know. That's really that's kind of stuff that you would see in what like a $200 boot, something around there, and even on sale these things are like $700. So yeah, and I'm not saying you should or shouldn't buy this because of this. Maybe you don't care, maybe you just want something that looks killer, which these do in shell cordovan, and that's perfectly fine. But I mean, if this boot actually had a leather insole and a leather midsole that wasn't kind of like an afterthought, maybe wasn't just to check a box, I would and like a real leather heel stack, I would probably tell you that this is the best shell cordovan boot option, like casual option out there that you could buy. You know, and even if that ended up raising the price of the boot, I don't know, like 150, $200 or something. Like if you would get into Alden price cat like range, and I would be fine. I would be fine paying that. Like when I bought these, I paid full price for them, and I definitely would probably pay 150 more or $200 more if it did have all the leather components, you know. And I think it's just kind of a shame that there's tons of potential here as far as boots go. And you know, maybe you don't want to deal with breaking in leather insoles and midsoles and like the inevitable like stiffness that comes with that, you know. And that's fine, you know, more power to you. But for me, I would rather a boot like feel like a boot. Um, and I think Grant Stone does that really well. Like they have the leather insole and midsole, and it's still there is a little break in, but it's not like bad. It feels like a boot, you know. And maybe you're looking for something that looks like a boot but really doesn't feel like it. And yeah, this would work great for you then. So so I did get these in 11 and a half, miss size, too small. So I actually ordered a pair of new ones because I know you know, I'm showing you the materials. It kind of sounds like I'm crapping on them, but they're a nice boot. They're a cool looking boot. I do like them. I wish they would use more leather, but I mean that's besides the point. But anyways, so I bought a pair of brown shell Cordovan ones, and these are size 12, so it's true to size to Brannock for me. And uh, they fit fine. My pinky toe doesn't get squished. The waist in the heel isn't too loose for me. Excuse me. But yeah, these are the brown shell Cordovan ones, and I got like the custom sole. You can for like I think it was like $40 extra or something. You can get different color day night soles, or you can get like leather soles or other soles that Allen Edmonds offers. So I think that's kind of cool. You get a little customization. But yeah, we can see these ones, and these ones the if you watched my unboxing video of the chili shell Cordovan ones, I kind of shat on Allen Edmonds a little bit for having garbage welts, which those ones kind of look like the chili shell Cordovan ones look like a you know they had a angry hamster attack the welts before they shipped the boot out. The welts on these are a lot better. Like the joins don't look mangled. The stitching a little better, and everything else on the boot looks great. You know, all the stitching and all that. Is that? Here's the other one. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. So I didn't know they notched the heel here. If you can see that, and I had no idea, but uh, a guy in the comments of the chili shell Cordovan unboxing ones let me know that apparently they do that. So like when you're walking, I guess back in the day, I don't know if people just wore like super baggy dress pants or something, but when you're walking, apparently that'll help it from not getting caught on your pant cuff while you're walking. So there's a little something. But yeah, these ones look pretty cool. The brown shell Cordovan. I mean, there isn't really much for me to say about that. It looks brown, like a dark brown. I was when I ordered them, I was kind of I was thinking maybe it would kind of look more like Grant Stone's Maduro shell Cordovan, but no, it doesn't look like that at all. It's just straight up brown. And I don't know, maybe if I wear it more and you know get the rolls going, you'll see a little more variation. But yeah, I'll do wear updates for these two, just like any other boot. Uh, but yeah, this is the brown shell Cordovan ones. I actually bought I ordered and these ones I actually got in a month after I ordered them. So the quoted wait time was like 8 or 9 weeks, and I got these in 4. So again, kudos to Alan Edmonds um, for doing that. That's cool. But yeah, so I actually ordered another pair of Higgins Mill boots in natural shell Cordovan. So whenever I get those ones, it'll, if it holds to the 9 week wait time, uh, that'll probably be another almost 2 months, a little less than 2 months now for those. But so what I plan to do with those natural shell ones is when I get them, I'm gonna send them to a cobbler to get everything replaced with leather. So I'm gonna try to send them out to someone that can put a leather insole in them and a leather, you know, a leather midsole that isn't kind of like a afterthought. And just and I want to wear them in parallel with these just so I can get an idea of like how much of a difference that actually makes like over a long period of time. Because I don't know if you've ever, everyone's worn sneakers where they have foam insoles like a pair of Chuck Taylors. How long does a foam insole and a pair of Chuck Taylors not just compress into blondness, right? It may be 6 months to a year. So I kind of want to see wearing the same boot, one with the custom cork insole and an actual leather midsole and all that would change the experience over time. So I'll be doing that and I'll keep track of all that. Uh, but yeah, that's them. The brown shell Cordovan ones and kind of my thoughts on just wearing these for all of 2.5 weeks, about wearing them. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Uh, Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Pro tip: don't drink bourbon and have hand tools handy when you're a boot nerd. You know, Unfortunate things happen. But I'll see you guys next time.